Hello, welcome to Moonchild and Bold One. Wrestle with Life. Don't know how many episodes we have, but it's going to be a special one anyway.
It was formerly known as The Life and Times of Cat and Jeff.
Wow. It's almost like the artist formerly known as Prince, right?
What's up, Bold One?
No, on today, what we're going to talk about the Evil Dead series.
Are you going to introduce our guest?
Oh. I'm so sorry. This is... Yes, this comes out naturally. We're introducing Zyla. Thank you for joining us today on this discussion of the Evil Dead series. Hi. Is this your first time doing this?
Yeah. Well, say, like I was telling you, I that shirt. It was in my Honda when I got into it. Because like I could.
Very sad day.
Not a very groovy day.
But yes, we were talking today about the movies Evil Dead. Now, this is fun for me because I don't watch horror movies, so I'm letting these two have fun today.
She's just going to be the moderator. So, yeah, fun. So, do you want to kick this off, Zyla? Okay. Oh, what are you going to start with? Maybe the first one. We talk about the Evil Dead from 1981. Yes, it really revolutionized.
I'm not sure about like anybody else, but like my parents were horror people. My biological father was a makeup artist and did
Nice.
actually made his own. If I had it with me, I would show it off. Made his own Ferengi headpiece because he really loves Star Trek.
Nice.
Yeah, my mom and stepdad were also on the horror bandwagon. The only one not a part of it was my stepmom, but her family's Mormon, so weird.
Oh, no. That's all you had to say. Just say the M word and there you got me.
Yeah. So just I really can't tell you how old it was the first time that I ever saw Evil Dead. I know I was younger than 10. I know I was small. And the thing that really ever stuck with me is the tree scene. And if you've seen any, even if you've seen like the tree.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yeah. That branch going into a certain part of the body.
Yeah, and it's just I didn't even see like the remake until 3 years.
The remake is much more graphic.
Yeah.
They...
Yeah, I didn't see the remake until like 3 years ago, and I just was sitting. They did it. They like redid it, and it's just like it's like watching the last unicorn. And again, if you've seen the last unicorn, you know the tree scene.
I've seen the last unicorn, yes.
And it's like watching that, but if somebody made it exponentially more terrifying. If that makes sense. Like.
Oh no, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I've seen the last unicorn. Yes, it was a nice little animated movie I watched since I was a little kid. I think I recently rewatched it too, not too long ago. But besides the point, let's go back to Evil Dead. Are we be talking about Death of a Unicorn?
I mean, Evil Dead is right up there along with Evil Dead and Aliens. Part of like they're my favorite series, my favorite franchises. Bruce Campbell is an amazing actor.
He's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites. Bruce Campbell. Good guy. One of my favorite movie stars, probably.
Yeah, no, it just like I will admit it's been a while since I've seen the movies. Like the most recent thing that I have watched as far as Evil Dead has been Evil Dead Rise, and that was because my boyfriend Corey wanted to watch it. We were actually we were in the woods camp, and we had it
Wow.
downloaded on my phone when we watched Evil Dead Rise, and I was like, really? Do I do this?
Mhm. Oh man, but it wasn't set in the woods though. Well, we could get to Evil Dead Rise later because that was like the fifth one in the series. I don't know if you've seen Ash versus the Evil Dead or read Ash versus Freddy versus Jason. There's a comic book series of Ash versus Freddy versus Jason that was actually pretty good too.
Yeah, no,
I would have wanted to see that in a movie.
I did watch
But
Ash versus Evil Dead, and I very much. But it's one of those things where my father passed away when I was 15, and I know for a fact that if my Valor was still alive, that would be like one of his favorite. It's campy. It's
yeah,
got lots of fake. It has Bruce Campbell. It would have been one of his top favorites.
yeah, yeah. It's the first thing he puts on before getting in action is to put on the girdle. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, like when I don't remember what season it is. Is it? But like where they
it
had where they
lasted
were.
3 seasons.
Yeah,
Three
I just can't
seasons.
remember. It had been two. It had been two then. So then when they're like stuck in the insane asylum, and then like Ash is in like that room, and he has the
Yeah.
acid flashy. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
like as soon as I saw that, I went online. I started looking for one, and I never bought one, but I did find a. But I don't know why I never bought one. Probably because I was broke.
Oh, yeah. Well, the well, we could get to Ash versus the Evil Dead later on. Because I was about to talk about the car that's featured in all of those movies. Fans like me, they call it the classic. It's the Oldsmobile, that yellow car.
Yeah,
It's so iconic that they brought it back in time in Army of Darkness.
that car is the director's car. That's his personal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Sam Raimi's car.
And the whole point of the Evil Dead was it was actually inspired by his short film Within the Woods.
Yeah, that was. And him and Bruce Campbell knew each other for a long time. Probably around since maybe.
Ignore our children in the background; they're in the room going crazy on tablets.
Yeah, we got kids, so majority of other people in this world probably do have them too. So, yeah, first Evil Dead was amazing. I mean, it's in terms of low budget filmmaking, it is just great. We really showcasing the talents of Sam Raimi's vision and use of camera work and editing. Yeah, it was grade A to that, and introducing the world to us with Bruce Campbell. So,
And
He
like
personally picked Bruce Campbell and Emily
yeah,
to be in the film.
oh yeah,
Lane Sandweiss.
yeah. She was the one that got screwed by that branch. That's the lady.
The two of them were handpicked by him to be in the films.
Oh, because she has such an interesting looking face too. Like it would be perfect to, be possessed by these really evil demon spirits. The Deadites. That's what they call them.
That they produced the movie for $1,600.
Yep, and it turned into a huge profit too, and it got the stamp of approval by Stephen King. And they had that. They had his quotation on every one of the posters. That iconic poster with lady getting dragged into the ground by the hand. But yeah, go ahead, uh, Zyla.
I don't know.
Sorry for interrupting you.
I'm not. I'm just like I really don't know what to say. Like I'm a very yeah. No.
From the top.
Also, with my dad being in the home makeup artist thing, I also like special effects. I would just go for I tried at one point to talk somebody into letting me do an Evil Dead inspired look on them for a competition, and I was just completely shot down. Shot the fuck down. I was like,
Wow.
that because it was like it
Boy,
wasn't
were you
like it was like a horror themed like competition, but like we were allowed to put like our own spin on it. And like yeah, I was the only one that was like, yeah, I've got all this fake blood that I just bought. Let me use, and nobody let me.
You know where you would have actually done really well, especially being where you are out in Hemet. You would have been perfect to do the makeup for the Evil Dead musical that Winston and Adam had put together that they were doing for the longest time in the theater. You would have helped them do you if you had known about it, you would have been able to have helped them do the makeup for it.
with the chainsaw hand?
They literally created it into a musical.
Yeah, no, crazy.
Oh, that would have been a cool musical, like if it was on Broadway. You know, like if they could put Spider-Man into a freaking musical, and why not Evil Dead?
Don't test them.
No, that would be awesome. But
So
yeah,
big question though: Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, or Army of Darkness? That if you it doesn't
okay.
matter which order, like where do you rank?
Well, here's my thing, Kyle. I just want to tell a story. The first movie I saw in the Evil Dead series was Army of Darkness. When I was about 10 years old. Um, yeah, that I got to get taken to see it in theaters, and yeah, it was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. But if you ever want to go back to the original roots and everything, um, I probably would have to say the original Evil Dead is probably the best one, and a second one would be Army of Darkness, and then the third one would be Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn. And also, I'll mention the remake. The remake I'll put in there from 2013. And I will also put, I'm not going to count Ash versus the Evil Dead because we're talking about the movies. Evil Dead Rise, I'd put at number 5, well, because there's only 5 movies, but actually they were all pretty good. So, number 1, Evil Dead. The Evil Dead. Yeah, awkward pause here, right? Yeah.
I mean, like for me, I'm not really like a favorite person. So just like I'm just like yeah, Evil Dead. It's there. It's all. It's my answer is yes. Army of Darkness definitely special. I do believe that that is the first one that I like saw from beginning to end. Um, again, probably because of my dad. I really can't remember. But my dad was also really into stop motion claymation, and so I would watch a lot of things with him. I could ever find them. We did a couple of short films together as a child that were off stop motion. Yeah. Um, and I remember quoting it every time we went to Kmart. Shop smart, shop S smart, and my dad just be sitting there, just like this, trying not to like lose it, and my mom just being like, "What the fuck did you have her watch?" She's just like, I had her watch Army of Darkness," and my mom just like walking it.
That's right. Shop smart. Shop S smart.
I think for me the biggest reason why I turned away from a lot of those movies probably was because my parents decided when I was Lita's age, hey, let's have our daughter watch Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's
I
not
love Rocky Horror Picture
was
Show.
yeah.
Back then, that was just like,
Yeah, like to put it into a better perspective of who of my mom had to go watch Lord of the Rings to make sure that it was okay for me to watch. However, when it came to
Oh, that's
Underworld,
scary.
it was straight up, Zyla, come in here. I had no context. Next thing I'm thinking, maybe my stepdad burned a new DVD, like a new, cartoon. Nope, Underworld loading screen right there, and I'm just like, oh, we're watching a vampire. Same thing with my dad. My dad waited for the premiere of I think Tremors 4. Spent all day watching Tremors, and then come here, we're gonna watch this. I'm like, I'm again, only odd one out was my stepmother. She hated anything like horror, anything like that. I remember one time she saw me
Right.
watching Dead on my own accord on Sci-Fi Channel back in the early 2000s and got pissed. And like my dad being like, "Is you gonna tell her mother that you're not gonna let her daughter watch Evil Dead? Because if you know my mom, that's not gonna fly." So I think I got away with a lot more than I should have. Just honestly, because it was a rebellion thing that my mom had, where it was like, "That's my child. You're not gonna let my child like
Right.
you don't like." And so then
Well,
my
that's
dad being like,
also
"Hey,
like
you tell her
the
mother,
biggest thing is
you tell
like
her mother that she can't do that." Now,
everybody asked me like, besides my parents having me at like 2.5, 3 watching Rocky Horror Picture Show, why is this that I turn away from horror movies? Because my brother. My brother decided, what we should do? Him and my uncle. We should literally force her at 3 years old watch Aliens and watch the freaking stomach scene.
Oh, you mean Alien?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, there was a stomach scene in Aliens, but it wasn't as grand and graphic as the first Alien.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I know it's just you being introduced to these movies when you were a kid. It's like, I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, I was introduced to Hellraiser when I was 5. So
I was being forced to watch it as a form of torture.
no, that's not how horror movies should be enjoyed. Through
no, but I
moments.
mean, like when you're sitting there, like you're yeah, when you're like you're watching an actor just getting drenched in gallons and gallons and gallons. I believe it was the second Evil Dead. Maybe it was all of them. I have no idea. Or like Bruce
No, no, it
Campbell was
was the
like
second one.
his clothes were like so drenched with fake blood they were stiff. Like he
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the scene where he's guys in the basement who got, I guess,
yeah
dragged into it. Yeah,
yeah
and the cellar door, he's trapped there, and then there's this huge freaking geyser of blood coming out. Yeah,
yeah
I actually laughed really hard because of how much blood there was. Because
exactly. And the only other thing that like you could think to compare that to would be the elevator scene in this. But that's like one
yeah,
scene. It's not an entirety of a movie, and it's not multiple movies. Plus, later on, 3 seasons of
but also in The Shining, it was shown in like slow motion. It's like it gave you that sort of like uneasy feeling when you saw it. Me, when I saw the Evil Dead 2, and then also Army of Darkness, they also had that because of all the gallons of blood and how fast it was coming out. It's like not one body can hold that much blood.
or like okay, yeah, I'm gonna go to the show because I believe that this is also season 2. It's wherever they go back in time and like they're in the cabin and they go to the basement and then what was her name, Henrietta? That was the wife. That was the old lady's. And then like it's Sam
Yeah,
Raimi's brother in this um foam 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 body, and just
yeah, Ted
it's
Raimi.
like the most disgusting thing that you could think of. If you have never watched the show, that's all I'm gonna say.
I I mostly first time I saw Ted Raimi in a movie was Darkman, which was also directed by Sam Raimi. You ever seen Darkman? Oh, it's so good. Oh, a very dark, kind of somewhat silly take on superhero, the whole superhero genre, but this time it's a battery burnt, disfigured doctor who specialized in regenerating dead tissue. He comes across mobsters. They left him for death, but he was just badly burnt and thrown into the ocean. And he goes out and he wears a fedora hat, a black trench coat. He has bandages over his face, and yeah, fights them. Gets revenge on them. So that was also from Sam Raimi. You should check that out. So we're not talking about Darkman. We're talking about Sam Raimi, the director of the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah. No,
The first three.
There's just like something else. I was like, I just thought of this, and I don't. Oh no. How did you feel about like the campiness of the show versus like the movie? Ash isn't like he is in the show. I mean, obviously they needed to have some type of substance for the show. But I remember when I started watching the show with, unfortunately, my I was like, I don't know how to feel about this character now because it was just like really over the top. And then like the more that you watch it, the more it grows on you. You know what? This makes sense. He's a dude from the '70s who had a lot of bad shit happen to him, and now he's just kind of like, I need to not,
Yeah. I like the humor in the movies, except for the remake from 2013. They took out all the humor and just made it super serious and gory as much as they could. They just got rid of the entire camp, except for at the very end of the credits, you do see Ash go groovy. So,
Well, what did you think of the show?
I like the show. I thought it was really funny. It was also scary. It was creative. I thought it was that episode with the car finally becoming a character, getting possessed into this ferocious creature. Yeah, where a Jedi possessed the car. Yeah, that was a great episode.
So what I did very much enjoy, because I very much thought that it had like a Buffy feel to it. Like the Deadites, whenever they would possess somebody, how like the face would change. It very much reminded me of the vampires in Buffy. How like when they would go like vampire mode, how like their entire like their facial structure would. I thought that was pretty cool. Instead of just keeping it where it's like, okay, yeah, they're possessed or spooky. It's just like the entirety of something changes so that you could see that it would bring like a little bit more of like a oh shit.
Yeah, no, they were those plain white eyes. Yeah, they were unsettling and scary to look at.
Yeah, and it's gonna be it's like the first couple episodes of the show where like the police go into the house and then it's like that mounted deer head gets possessed, I think.
Yeah.
And so it's just like that's gonna be some creepy ass shit, right?
Dead by dawn, dead by dawn, dead by dawn. Swallow your soul, swallow your soul. Swallow this.
You know something actually crazy is the movie was banned in Germany until 2016.
Yeah, it's actually here in the States. The Evil Dead is rated NC-17.
Yes. In the UK, it's rated video nasty.
Yeah.
They first said X, and then they changed it to video nasty.
No, but if you get banned for showing that much blood, gushing out, I mean, come on, really?
Well, they had done it in Germany because I'm reading different facts on it. They had done it in Germany where they had released it on video and in theaters at the same time. And so, because of that, Germany turned around and banned it. And it took Sony till 2016 having to fight 3 justice courts in Germany for the ban to be lifted.
Wow, okay. Germany, out of all places.
Mm-hmm.
From the one of the filmmakers from there.
At least 5 different movie bans. that Germany had.
And from the land where we were given F.W. Murnau, who brought us Nosferatu, comes a band for the Evil Dead. Yeah, crazy world. Just like the 1980s with the Tippy Gore and banning music because of all the graphic language and everything.
Oh yeah, I was actually talking about a friend of mine the other day about the whole thing about the explicit labels on CD and everything. Like she talks about, Snyder, explicit pictures, goes into the courthouse, gives a strong statement, and then she's like, I've never seen an explicit label on a CD. I'm just like, you've never seen a parental advisory?
Yeah.
I didn't never until then. She's not even that much younger than me. I am 32. She is 28. I'm just like, you've never seen a parental advisory? And then she was just like, no, I've never seen a parental advisory sticker on a DVD. I'm just like, that's because there's ratings. You've got NC-17, you've got R, you've got blah, you've got blah. And I'm just like, how do you not? Did you never look at the back of your DVD when you? I'm not even like a physical like copy person. That would be again my ex. My boyfriend now is very much a. If he can download it off the internet, he will. Person. We have multiple movies on our MacBook. He is all for like streaming, and that's because he's a very minimalist person and doesn't like a whole lot of. Like if you this bookshelf behind me, that's like all mine. The only thing on there that are the 3 hats, and 2 of them belong to his great.
Wow.
Other than that, yeah. Other than it's like if it comes to like having like knickknacks or all me, because he's a very very minimalist person. That's why he doesn't get like physical copies of things, which I very much appreciate because I myself have a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
if okay, actually, anything electronic, anything that has like cords attached to it, that's his physical for any hard and anything like that. I'll be sitting there like watching a movie. What are you watching? I'll use Evil Dead. I'll use the Ash versus Evil Dead because I would be watching and he's going, why is there so much screaming? What the fuck are you? Ash versus Evil? Why? Well, can you turn it off? Like he'd be like trying to like put Linux back onto a hard drive and he can't concentrate because of how much screaming there is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but not sorry.
I had to do that the other day when he was sitting there rewatching them because I was just like, "What are you watching?" I'm trying to sleep.
Watching the Evil Dead movies. The greatest movies ever made. Nobody wants to keep watching Paw Patrol.
And like for me, it's.
Tell that to your daughter.
I don't want to say it's the nostalgia of them because I don't have a nostalgia feeling when I think about them. It's they're unique. They are unique in their own. Like how many other movies are out there that are like this? Where it's like, okay, you've got 15 different versions of the can of oh fuck, what the fuck, the book. Okay, so great.
Except Sam Raimi produced.
It's just I don't know. There's a uniqueness about the Evil Dead series as a whole that I think is what draws me to it. It's the same thing with Aliens. It's the same thing with I'm gonna bring Jaws into this because I have a lot of shark things. I don't like space horror movies, except for, and I think there's a uniqueness about Jaws was like it's a shark thing.
Well, it's also it hits close to home too, because realistically speaking, great white sharks can be that big and could be dangerous and deadly. Which it's a real thing. They really exist, which is the scariest part. So
I'm sorry. I'm hearing you guys, and then I'm hearing our son going doo doo doo.
oh no. My mind is on this right here.
No.
But no, I want to go back to what you were saying about the Boogeyman. We're not talking about the recent one that was based off of a Stephen King book. We're talking about the one that was from like the early 2000s that Sam Raimi produced. That stars that guy from Seventh Heaven. Barry
Watson?
Watson, yeah, was the star of the movie.
I seen that movie like once, and that was when it came out. When it came out, and then like the same coworker that said that she had never seen a parental advisory sticker was talking about the movie. Like, you know the movies from the 2000s? Like, no, this is was it like 3 years ago? I'm like, no fucking way. They made another. They made another.
Yeah, they made another one that went direct to video.
I feel like if they were to announce that there was going to be another Evil Dead movie, I'd win, sign me up. And I don't feel that with any other except for like, Evil Dead. And if they were announced yet, like now they're gonna have to make Evil Dead, be like, I don't care who you give it.
There's going to be a sixth movie after Evil Dead Rise. There's going to be another one. I think, you know, as long as they keep making money, they'll keep making more. As long as they're good. So it took a while to make Evil Dead Rise, and they were going to put that on HBO Max. But they saw it and they decided, hey, let's just release it to theaters. So yeah, I saw it in theaters. It was awesome.
No, you know, I actually forgot what I was trying to look for. So I'm on IMDb. So I just like I just had a thought pop in. I cannot think of it what it was, but I just landed on one of the like facts. The cabin in the movie didn't have a cellar. Most of the cellar scenes were filmed in a stone cellar of a farmhouse owned by producer Rob Tabert's family in Marshall.
Robert Tapper, yeah, who also was. He also worked with Sam Raimi producing the Hercules, the Legendary Journeys, and Xena Warrior Princess. Yeah. Yeah, it was all produced by Raimi and Tappert.
Yeah, there's it's like I know that the oh that was the thing. The cabin had burnt. That was my thought. The cabin, the original cabin burned down. How do you think? How do you feel that their recreation of it for the show held up? Do you think it was like spot on? Do you think it like was missing anything? Do you think it needed like? Do you think it had?
Well, here's the thing. I think the stories were kind of retold with the first three movies. They kind of revised it a bit. You know, instead of like in Five Friends in the first movie, the second movie it was just him and his girl. And then after that, he met an Army of Darkness. It was his girlfriend that worked at a grocery store. And yeah, they kind of changed it a bit with the first three movies because I don't, you know, they were thinking who's going to remember, you know, the Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of why it is. I see what you're saying on IMDb. That's the whole thing that they actually talk about is the cabin is destroyed, but only the fireplace is still intact. And the crew put the fireplace into a memento.
Yeah.
They put a time capsule in the fireplace.
Yeah, I love the series Ash versus the Evil Dead. I was like, I can't believe it lasted only 3 seasons. It should have gone on a little longer.
I mean, you can tell at the end of the first season there was definitely supposed to be more. I think was it Stars itself? Are they the ones that canceled the show? Or I don't know. There was the potential for something that it could have at least gone on for at least like one more. If not.
Also, they were the reason why there's humor in these movies is because they're huge fans of the Three Stooges. I think it's Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, and they named their stunt people fake Sheps after Shep from the Three Stooges. So that's why you see all this like, you know, humor with getting beat up and put down to the ground and seeing it too in Army of Darkness. Well, Army of Darkness, it cranked it way up with the slapstick comedy. They're all inspired by Three Stooges. So yeah, that's where it came from, the inspiration for it.
Yeah.
Even though the evil, sorry,
No, I think that I mean there's a lot of influence in general by the Three Stooges and a lot of things. But I had a thought. I don't know where I'm going with that.
yeah, I was basically saying that the only thing that was serious out of all of them was the remake. Oh no, it was a reboot slash sequel, and it kind of felt like it was just going through old formulas of the original series. Just this time, there's like zero camp. It took no prisoners. Was unsettling, gory, made you feel squirmish. Yeah, and it did its job. So I really liked it.
Yeah, there needs to be more. I
You
mean,
you guys were talking about the terrible wood scene. They actually purposely created a scene of decapitated Linda trying to do the same thing to Ash to end at the end near the end of the film to even the potential controversy because the fact that they knew that scene was going to be controversial, and the actress herself sat there and said it's something that happens.
So
And she goes, then it's an evil act. So why would it not be in something that is so evil?
watch the remake. It's a lot worse. It's got like the black mass on the branches going up there. So yeah, but yeah, I really there isn't really a bad movie in the series. But I do want to mention this that I know somebody. I got permission. I hope I got permission to use her name. Uh, Christy, who owns Nightmare Toys, who I really got to talk to and everything. I'm still talking to her. She hated Army of Darkness. She hated it. She liked the first two Evil Deads, but hated the Army of Darkness, probably because of all the silly slapstick comedy that was in it. But that's why I thought it worked. Why it was so good, because all those funny, quotable lines, you know. Yeah, or I'm thinking, you turn this guy Ash, he's this like really like you turn him into a kind of a bumbling fool in the third movie. He's working in retail and everything. He's kind of a lunkhead, but no, that's what makes him interesting. And
yeah,
saying the words wrong for Necronomicon, like
I mean, cause like cause you gotta think about it. The Okay, so the reason why I think that it works so much that the third one is just so silly is because in the first two, it's literally you got five people in a cabin, and each one's being lopped off one by one, and throughout it, you got the one survivor, the one dude that's thriving. He's thriving. Maybe he goes digging a little bit. Maybe things gotta be silly for him.
yeah, exactly. Well, they kind of gave him a bit of a backstory too. You didn't really know much about Ash. Like it was the first time you saw him in he works at a retail store, you know, in I think hardwares with all the pens and everything. Not hardware, gosh, wikis. Yeah, in the gun department, I'll say. So yeah, that's really good. Army of Darkness is a classic. I still quote that movie
It really.
to this day. Gotta say groovy, but he said it in Evil Dead 2. Always say hail to the king, baby. This is my boomstick.
You know what?
Yeah.
I am so sad that I never got to do.
Hard lines. Yes, that was this.
Kat has told me that you love Dead by Day. I got Ash for Dead by
Yes.
Daylight. I love Dead by Daylight. I never got
I
to
have
play
Ash. I have Ash as a survivor.
I never got to play like the standalone Evil Dead game, and I don't even know if they're doing updates for it. I don't have a console that I can play anything on. Our MacBook, I think.
Uh, I think the last major DLC that they had for it was the Castle and Army of Darkness. I think that was the last thing I heard about that was a major DLC. So, but yeah, that was a good game. It was kind of hard, because I was only playing as one person. I didn't have anybody tagging along with me to, fight these deadites. But yeah, it was a good game. But I think they stopped doing updates. I think they did. So
I need to work on getting my uh gaming abilities back. Like I just I never. This is like the first time in a while that I've actually had time. I am working all the time. I had one day off last week, and then I had yesterday and I have today and I have tomorrow off, and then I'm back at work. Yesterday's I was at my mom's. I wanted to watch Evil Dead, but like I wanted to watch Evil Dead just to like kind of like refresh my mind a little bit. But when I was there, my mom was doing schoolwork because she's going to school to be a counselor, I think, for teenage moms. Right now, she's like, but she wants to lead kitchen life, and I was just like, I don't want to be like disrespectful and have this like movie that I know my mom also really really loves distracting her from her. So I'm just kind of
Right.
like, I was just like sitting there like watching clips without like the sound on my phone, just like trying to like remember things purely from memory, and I think that's kind of what I was like would be fun is just kind of like what go to this blind. Because if you're talking about something just based off of memory, it just seems like more like, oh yes, I really, really like this. So, even though I haven't watched it for a while, talking a little bit about it, other people that I'm just like, yeah, I also really like this. Yeah.
well,
It brings
sorry, go ahead.
clarity. I don't really know how to phrase that. I'm a really, really awkward person. I apologize to anybody that's going to hear
Let's hope we get like a billion views up there with the Gundam style guy, maybe. But no, they actually did another Evil Dead game. It was called Evil Dead: Hail to the King, and I think it was for PlayStation. And
Don't you have it?
I might have it on the emulator, but no, I only have the Evil Dead game that's on PS5 that just recently came out. I mean, not too long ago.
Yeah, and that one you gotta play online with other people like you do Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, yeah. But maybe I could revisit it, you know. But you get to play as four Bruce Campbells. I mean, it's freaking awesome. So yeah.
it.
God, he should have been a bigger freaking star, than being to us horror fans as a cult figure. That his freaking chin, good God, like, and his sense of humor, his timing, like, man, had everything for him. But he's still working, and he's still there, and he's still working, like being on that show called Hysteria, which I still need to finish, and we just recently canceled.
I
So
had that show Burn Notice, and I know someone was saying he was basically like the comedy aspect to the Burn Notice show.
Sam X, that was his name, Sam X. Yeah, and he had a book that I own called "If Chins Could Kill: The Confessions of a B Movie Actor." Oh yeah, I actually own that book. So yeah, I'm a huge Evil Dead Bruce Campbell fan. Like Bubba Hotep, that's a good movie too that you should
I
watch.
just watched that like maybe 2 years. It was on Tubi, and I was just like I could never find it anywhere, and I found it randomly on
Hey,
Tubi, and I was
Elvis.
like, watch it. My boyfriend actually came in from work because he at the time he was working in graveyards, and I was still awake. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing still awake?" I was just like, "Bruce Campbell." He looked at the screen like, "I'm gonna go have a cigarette." And he walked right back.
Yeah, I mean, good God, he's watching that show. Also, back in like the early '90s, Briscoe County Jr., The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. He was so freaking awesome. I mean, I just didn't understand. It only lasted one season. And also, just he never really, man, he should have been bigger than Tom Cruise or something like that, you know?
What was that show? My mom only started watching it because Bruce Campbell was in it. Burn.
Yeah, she was just talking about Burn Notice and Sam Axe. That was his character, Sam Axe.
Yeah, I never watched it, but that's like my only reason why my mom started watching it. It's just Bruce Campbell.
Oh yeah, and he was also on a TV show that was shot in New Zealand, like Xena and the Hercules shows that were produced by Tappert and Raimi, called Jack of All Trades. I watched some of that just because of him. You know, because Bruce Campbell is that freaking cool to me.
Yeah, no, it's top tier, definitely.
Yeah, good God, he should have been bigger than being just like a cult figure. You know.
If nobody follows Bruce Campbell on social media, I feel sorry for them because he doesn't post very often. He doesn't post like red carpet posts. He just posts like regular shit, and it's like mostly him like fucking around with Phil. And it's great because it's just like he's just a regular fucking.
The name of his Instagram is Shep Malone. Shep Malone. So yeah, he was also a big freaking Three Stooges fanatic. So, but yeah, I don't know. Did we cover everything? I mean, I'm sure we can probably get a bigger production for our discussion on the Evil Dead series, but I think we might have covered everything. You should watch Darkman. And do you know who plays Darkman? A guy who is today he's going to be in the Naked Gun movie that's coming out at the time of this video. Liam Neeson played Darkman. Yeah, he's in it, and he kind of shows his like very kind of a comedy side to him too. Like within this disfigured face that he has. But you should check that out because it's from Sam Raimi. He's one of my favorite filmmakers. Just don't think of the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Think of the Evil Deads and think of Darkman. You know, yes, and his crazy visual style and use of camera work and editing. Yeah, it's all Raimi's style. Oh, bit of trivia before we close out. At the ending of The Evil Dead, when the spirits go through the doors, they keep going through the doors. It's actually a motorcycle with a camera attached to it. Yes, and he really hit Bruce Campbell with the motorcycle.
Actually, Bruce Campbell just sat there and said that they actually both said that he admitted in the book that was a lie to get people to sit there and pay attention to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I don't believe it. Like how
the two of them came up with that of him busting his ribs and doing the motorcycle. It was Sam doing the thing. She'll be right back.
Okay. All right. We just lost Zyla for a bit. I'm hoping she'll come back. But yeah, that's an interesting piece of trivia.
I was just reading that on IMDb.
And when that happened, he did an extreme close up to his face, like as the spirit was going, the deadite was going inside his like mouth and his teeth. It's like, yeah, it was a great shot, and that was attached on a motorcycle. Yes, that was true, right?
That was what they said and were saying.
Because it looked like it was a motorcycle. But anyway, I guess we can want Zyla to close this out, or are we closing it out?
We can close it out at any time if you want to.
Okay. Well, let me see. Have we covered everything? How long has it been for recording? I think it's been well over an hour. Almost an hour. So, okay. We'll end it here. This is We want to thank Zyla, our special guest.
aka Zaluka. You guys can
Zaluka.
follow her on all socials under Zaluka, especially under Instagram.
Yes, and follow me, the Bold One 82, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. If you still use Facebook, I rarely use it, but and follow Moonchild right here too.
At cat_Moonchild, or two underscores, or follow our Instagram page for this podcast, the Moonchild and Bold One.
Yes, please like, share, subscribe. We want to make a bigger production of it. We want to make this popular than it already is. Yeah, that would be nice. Just views, likes, shares, subscribes, please.
As always, I am the Moonchild.
I'm the Bold One.
And this was The Life and Times of Cat and Jeff, and now it's Moonchild and Bold One Wrestle with Life. Have a good one.
Can we stop recording?